go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show, brought to you by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. I'll be your host today. My name is Jonathan, and I'm a commish here at Masters Fantasy Leagues, joined by the Masters crew, a couple of our draft coordinators, Dynasty Owl, the Doc. What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Fantastic.
Excellent. Yeah, very good.
Good to hear it, man. Just coming off fresh, running our first silver live draft of the year. Going to be doing a draft review, taking a look at the running back position, redraft football. Right before we jump into it, if you could hit the like and subscribe button, come be a part of the Masters family. Love to have you. With that said, let's jump into this. Pulling up the top of the running back board. Also, the link to the draft is in the description if you want to click on it. Follow the draft with us that way. Also be popping up the running backs as we go here. Let's jump right into this, though, man. Top of the running back list. I'll pass this to you guys. Anything stick out to you here?
Not too much. I mean, these are all the names we're used to seeing. I don't want to jump all the way down to 8, but I think Saquon slipped a little farther than I'd let him. But I know there's concern he might not be ready for week 1. But, no huge surprises early on. I think it's what you're going to see.
Yeah, I would agree. The top of the draft, it makes sense. And again, I don't want to skip down either, but I feel like 1.9, Nick Chubb continues to be great value. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was just looking a lot at where guys finished last year, and I'm pretty sure in PPR I think he was 10th or maybe 11th, and Kareem Hunt was 10th, so that's kind of interesting. But, I mean, to be like a top 10 running back and miss as much time as he missed, too. I mean, I'm really confident that he's going to exceed his expectations this year, even with Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, Nick Chubb finished 11th, only playing 12 games. Pretty impressive.
There you
go. Yeah, that's kind of shocking. Wow. Yeah, and I'm with you on Saquon. I had actually got Saquon, it was like a week ago in a redraft league at the 1.8 spot.
Yeah.
And I actually felt pretty special in that moment that I did. But then I think the last couple of nights I've seen it where he's kind of slipping down to the 1.8 range.
And just a report came out today that a little unsure if he'll be ready week 1. I still think he will. But, obviously this time of year, reports like that are going to cause the ADP to dip a little.
Yeah, and I'll say this. I think 1.8 is kind of where he's going to settle at. Mm-hmm. I think if no good news comes out, I mean, if it just starts to look like he's going to miss a little bit of time, I think he'll continue to drop from that 8 spot. I wouldn't be surprised to see him at all in the second round if some positive reports don't start to come out.
Right. Yeah.
All right, taking a look here at kind of the second round on some of these other guys. A lot of sophomores in here.
Oh, yeah.
Some rookies in here as well. Anybody stick out to you as a great draft value?
Honestly, so a lot of these guys, I know we've talked a lot about the sophomores, but I think you can make a case for any of the true sophomore running backs to, pop into that top 12. For me, Cam Akers all the way down to 2.11. I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. Antonio Gibson's a guy I like as well, but I'm definitely drafting, Cam Akers and J.K. Dobbins over Antonio Gibson right now. So Gibson maybe slightly a reach to me, where some of these second-year backs who fell below him, I'd probably switch.
All right, so I'll pass this over to you, Doc. And I think you're spot on. I think there's a ton of guys right here that could all crack into the top 5. Actually, we're going to be doing a prediction show, and I got a guy you didn't even mention in that same group. I think is going to be a top 3 running back this year. We'll talk about that. Make sure you check out our prediction show. We're going to speed this on. We'll look into a little bit later in this draft, kind of like the 5th round on. I'll pass this out to you, Doc. A lot of tandems in this group. I want to know, is there anybody from the 5th to like the 8th round that you see that could be a potential top 12 running back this season?
Well, one, I kind of mentioned him earlier, but I'll say Kareem Hunt. He was last year. I know he
RB10.
benefited. I know you could say he benefited from Nick Chubb being hurt, but as a Browns fan, I feel like his worst games were when Nick Chubb didn't play.
Exactly. Yeah, so just speaking on that, we just checked the stats a little bit ago. Finished his RB10. Nick Chubb only missed 4 games, and like the doc said, I don't think his splits
his worst games were with
I was
Chubb,
going to say, so if anything,
I'd put my life on it.
there's no reason to think he can't be an RB1 again.
Yeah, because I have Hunt on quite a few teams, and when Chubb went down, I was pretty excited, man. And it just didn't quite pan out that way, which seems odd. But those two, I mean, they do make a really good tandem on the field together. And one thing I like about Hunt, too, from watching all the, like, he has a specific role. He's going to get his targets. He's going to get his carries. I don't care how good Nick Chubb's doing.
Yeah, they both have a very big role in the offense. So that's nice.
And I think I'll add one guy to the list here in the middle rounds that I got my eye on. I think he'll be a top 12 back. That's Mike Davis in Atlanta, man. I'm not giving up on that guy. I think he's one of the best values in the draft every night when I'm watching it. I just think, man, it's his job down in Atlanta. I still think even without Julio, that's going to be a pretty high-powered offense. I think they'll lean on Mike Davis quite a bit. And, I mean, he proved last year he could do it all. He can catch, he can run. Just a guy I definitely got my eye on. All right, we're going to pop up the end of the running back list here. Looking for some sleepers at the running back position. Pass this over to you guys.
I will say PPR format, I like the idea of Kenyon Drake in the 9th round. And as much as I don't like Kenyon Drake, I feel like he's just going to get a ton of targets. And I think he's kind of hinted at the fact that he has more than just that third down back role. So, I mean, I feel like a guy in the 9th round you can get that's going to get carries and probably as many touches as he'll get. I like that a little bit, even though I've never really been huge on Kenyon Drake. Let's see, what else? Zach Moss is a guy I talked about a little bit too. But I feel like he's got as good a shot as any on that Buffalo roster to be like the guy there. And I don't know if that equates to like a lot of success, but the fact that you get a possible starting running back in the 11th round who has receiving chops and is also a big guy that should be in on the goal line, I love that a lot.
Yeah, and I'm even going to highlight a name that's, not super fun to draft, but the fact that Leonard Fournette's going outside the top 30 running backs, to me, a little crazy. I mean, this is a guy who has multiple RB1 seasons on his resume. Last year in Tampa Bay, obviously, during the season, a little shaky, but during that playoff run, I mean, that guy was on fire. I feel like they're going to keep feeding him once this year opens up. So, yeah, outside the top 30, I think Leonard Fournette's a value, even though you might not feel great about it. Hard to pass that up at RB31.
Yeah, another guy I've been warming up to him, drafted right after him, was Damian Harris. Seen the reports. Looks like he's the surefire starter in New England for whatever that's worth.
Yeah.
But it's still a vote of confidence that makes me feel a little bit better about him. And I'm with you on Zach Moss. He's another guy I've drafted quite a bit. As you were sitting here talking, though, kind of scratching my head, like, for such a high-powered offense.
Yeah,
in the Buffalo Bills, like, and basically two running backs that, I mean, nobody really wants. I mean, I'm saying, like, we're not even predicting that, like, whichever one of these guys wins the job is going to be a productive every week starter in that high-powered offense. And that just seems really odd to me.
Yeah, I think Zach Moss should be drafted a lot higher
Yeah.
than he is.
Yeah, and I don't know if where he's drafted in this draft is indicative of his actual ADP, but assuming it is, I mean, that gives me a lot of happiness as a guy that likes Zach Moss because I know I can wait till 10th round and get a starting running back. That's huge.
Oh, well, dang, I've been drafting him like the 8th.
I know.
So
that's why I said
I'll have to
10th
pump
because
the
I'm already
brakes.
cutting in front of the 11th round where he did get picked. But that's just going to keep going up.
Gotcha.
That's why I don't do a lot of drafts with the commish over here because I know he's going to hop in front of me and take him.
That's the plan. Then the last guy I'll highlight here, I think this is kind of late. Too late for him for me is A.J. Dillon at 12.3. And I say that because I'm looking at Jamal Williams right above him at 11.8. And I just want to add this, too. I think he's one of the most traded players the last 2 weeks. I've just seen a ton of Jamal Williams trades.
Yeah.
But I feel like guys, kind of forget that he's no longer in Green Bay. And that, Aaron Jones is now going to be competing with A.J. Dillon for carries. And I think A.J. Dillon's a little bit better of a running back. I think he's going to cut into that pie a little bit more than Jamal Williams did. And I expect him to be maybe not an every week starter, but I think a guy that you'll be able to start like 6-7 weeks out of the season at least minimum for me.
Yeah, I definitely like A.J. Dillon more than Jamal Williams. I like A.J. Dillon more in Dynasty than I do redraft, obviously. I mean, super young and right now behind Aaron Jones. But Aaron Jones is a guy who's missed a lot of games over, his career so far. So, yeah, if Aaron Jones pulls a hamstring and he's going to miss a couple weeks, A.J. Dillon's a guy who could easily put up RB1 numbers those few weeks he gets, a starter's workload. So, yeah, I love taking a flyer on A.J. Dillon late.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, too. I mean, if given the chance as a starter, and I know they just give Aaron Jones all this crazy money and et cetera, but when it comes down to it, I think A.J. Dillon could possibly get on the field and be a better running back.
Yeah.
Just a personal opinion. And then what do you do when Aaron Jones comes back? Be interesting to see. I know they got a ton of money wrapped up in him, but
I think it'll be like a true 50 like 1-2 punch, kind of like the
Chubb and Hunt. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think that's very, very good possibility to happen this year. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this edition of the Silver Live Draft Review on the running back position. As always, thanks so much for watching. If you could, hit the like and subscribe button. Come be a part of the Masters family. Love to have you. Any last words, guys?
Thanks for listening.